So for some time now, whenever you mention the word secular, there's been some hostility and commotion within the Christian and non-Christian community. For some reason, Christians have boxed anything secular to be against God, therefore evil. So anything that is not of God is labeled as secular and therefore seen as evil. But truth be told, that shouldn't be the case, because not all things secular is evil. And that's where the non-Christians come in. They make excuses like, it's a secular company, why are you working in it? It's a secular website, why are you using it? It's a secular movie, why are you watching it? Lots of mix-ups here and there. So I'm going to use this moment right here to clarify things. Welcome to ShutUpJay with your boy Jay Small. Don't touch that dial. I'm gonna catch you right after this. Welcome to ShutUpJay with your boy Jay Small. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you see today, and so you can also tune in same time next week as we drop episodes every other week right here on your favorite portal. Now today's topic is about secularism, it's about ungodliness, it's about music, it's about entertainment. So let's quickly get into it. Now Webster's dictionary defines secular as anything that's not connected to any religion or spiritual matters. In this case, we're talking about music that is not connected to any religious or spiritual matters. If I do music about politics, the weather, environmental issues, human rights issues, boyfriend-girlfriend issues, and it's not connected to any religious or spiritual matters, it is a secular music. On the contrary, if I do music that has anything to do with God, Jesus, has good news in there, that has biblical principles in there, I am doing gospel music. But that's for a different topic. Now, if I do a political song or a love song, there is nothing really wrong with that. If you watch a comedy or an action movie, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. If you work at a bank, the hospital, an insurance company or whatnot, there possibly can be anything wrong with that. Why? Because you are not doing anything contrary to any biblical principle, or should I say godly principles. So why do we say secular music is bad? Before I answer that question, let me say this to give you a better understanding of what I'm going to say next. If a Christian does a political song, a human rights song, an environmental issues song, it is not a gospel song, it is a secular song. Or better yet, like some of us would like to call it, an inspirational song. Will you then say that because it's a secular song, you are not gonna listen to it? No, because even though it's a secular song, the content is positive, and most importantly, does not go against godly principles. Now back to why secular music is bad. I believe that Christians, including myself, have been using that word blindly to encapsulate anything worldly and therefore evil. But the right word we should be using is ungodly. Let me explain. Now we said earlier on that anything that is not connected to anything religious or spiritual matters is secular, but not necessarily evil. Ungodly is anything that goes contrary to the word and principles of God or the Bible. And ungodly music is secular, but a secular music doesn't have to be ungodly. And that's where the problem comes in. Just because somebody does a secular music doesn't mean it's evil and should be written off. You first must determine whether that music is ungodly. Now, ungodliness comes in all shapes and forms, and if we decide to talk about it today, we can go on and on about it. But if you go to the book of Galatians 5 from 19 downwards, Brother Paul has given us a bit of what ungodliness looks like. And this is what he says: if you follow the desires of your sinful nature, the results are very clear. Sexual immorality, impurity, lustful pleasures, idolatry, sorcery, hostility, quarreling, jealousy, outbursts of anger, selfish ambitions, dissension, division, envy, drunkenness, wild parties, and other things like this. And then he goes on to say, let me tell you again, as I have said before, that anyone living that sort of life will not inherit the kingdom of God. So if you have music that promotes lust, sexual immorality, selfishness, drunkenness, clearly that music is ungodly. This applies to everything else: fashion, events, movies. Now if you have fashion that promotes lust, if you have a movie that promotes hatred, if you have a dance move that promotes lust, it is ungodly and it should be labeled as such, not secular. If you're gonna call something secular, we must be specific about it, because not all things secular is ungodly and therefore evil. So to my fellow Christians out there, I believe the new narrative should be it's evil because it's an ungodly music, movie, fashion. Not it's evil because it's a secular music, fashion, dance. Because even though some of these things are secular, they are not necessarily evil because they are not ungodly. So with that said, let me wrap up with this. A Christian can listen to secular music. A Christian can work with a secular artist, but a Christian can't listen to ungodly music, and a Christian definitely cannot work with an ungodly artist. Hope you guys now have a better understanding about secular and ungodly music. It's your boy Jay Smoke. You know what time it is. Shut up Jay. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also if you have any comments, make sure you drop it down here below. You know what time it is, man. Catch you same time next to find a jam-packed one. Peace.